AD Mitchell breaks out under Reggie Wayne's coaching for 800 plus yards and 8 TDs. So look, I love AD Mitchell. I love Adonai Mitchell. A lot of people last year weren't too happy with his play, and I get it. He didn't catch the ball well, a lot of missed opportunities in terms of just dropping the football and not, in ball security. It's just as simple as that. But let me tell you something. I cannot tell you the amount of times he was so open. And yeah, there's going to be times where it's like, we don't care how open you get. Yeah, that's important. Yeah, that's awesome. But if you can't catch the ball, that's kind of all for naught if you can't catch the football if you're wide open. If you can't catch the football at all, it's just kind of all for naught at that point. But AD Mitchell, he has a ton of upside. He knows how to separate like a mofo. Just going to say it like that. Dude knows how to separate. Unfortunately, last year, quarterback play wasn't really too good. Hopefully this year with Daniel Jones when he's starting, because if Anthony Richardson is starting, AD Mitchell is not going for 800 plus yards and 8 plus TDs. I don't know if maybe Alec Pierce or Pittman. I can see, one of those three going for 1,000 plus, but considering the competition is tough, and if it's Anthony Richardson especially, I mean, whether it's Anthony Richardson or Daniel Jones, I think this is a hot take. Maybe not because he's not capable of it. I absolutely think he's capable of this. The issue is there's so much competition. There's so many mouth to feeds in this offense now. It's very difficult to see the fourth receiver in the team getting that kind of yardage, getting that kind of production. And like I said, I'm not saying he's not capable, but you have guys like Pittman, Downs, and Pierce who are all ahead of him right now on the depth chart. And I think Mitchell can be a guy that can elevate, and you may want your top three to be Pierce, Downs, and Mitchell. Don't get me wrong, Pittman's awesome, but the times Pittman has had an opportunity to go out there and be wide receiver number one, he hasn't been able to do it. He hasn't really seized it. He's been inconsistent. You could also blame on that quarterback play, yeah, but I mean, you look at all the receivers, some number one receivers. Some of them are able to defy the quarterback odds. Not all of them, but I think Pittman is a very good receiver. Is he a bona fide number one? No. Maybe he's a very, very low end number one, a high as high as he can get number two. The issue is he's very inconsistent. Yeah, he's gotten better at getting separation. Maybe it's quarterback play. Quarterback play can have a lot to do with it. Maybe if you give Pittman a solid quarterback that can throw the football on time, has some arm power left, they can throw it to him. We haven't had a quarterback that can do all three of those things in quite some time. Arkin has an arm power to push it down the field and give Pittman the big contested catch opportunities. We haven't really had a quarterback that can get it to him in stride. Carson Wentz did that inconsistently. Rivers didn't really have too much of an arm. That was Pittman's rookie season. Matt Ryan that year was just a joke in general. And then Minshew, I mean, he's a backup type of quarterback. He hasn't had the opportunity with the quarterback, but at the end of the day, you can't blame the quarterback for all of it. I mean, from what we've seen, I'm saying Pittman is an okay number one. I'm not saying he's top of the line. I don't even know if he's number one receiver caliber. I think Downs is more number one receiver caliber than Pittman, if you ask me. I'm going to be honest with you. And some people are going to say, oh, he's just a slack guy, this and that. I don't care. Go look at Amon-Ra St. Brown. Go look at Cooper Kupp. Shut up about just he's just a slot guy. I don't care. I don't care if you just play in the slot. Downs can play in the outside too. He's done it plenty. And he's great at both. He just specializes in the slot, and he is nasty in the slot. Just because he's slot receiver doesn't mean he is wide receiver one capable. Doesn't mean he is wide receiver one material. I can't stand that argument. If you could play, you could play. That's the bottom line. And at a high level, at that, it's the bottom line. But AD Mitchell going for 800 plus, 8 TDs. I mean, quarterback play might be an issue. If Daniel Jones starts, I mean, it's more likely. But even then, I don't really care how good the quarterback is at this point. You have Tyler Warren. You have, if Jelani Woods can stay healthy, you have two tight ends that are just, and that's the luck of the Colts. Figures couldn't get Jelani Woods to stay healthy for for anything. But now we drafted a tight end in the first, have high hopes. Jelani Woods will stay healthy, but heck, that's a nasty tight end 1, tight end 2 combo. If Jelani could stay healthy and maybe if he has developed, or we'll see what he can do. You have Molly Cox. Not going to get a lot of receiving targets. That's not a good example. But there's a lot of mouth to feed. You have Pittman, Pierce, Downs, Tyler Warren, possibly Jelani Woods, Jonathan Taylor you have to run the ball to, get him the ball out of the backfield. You have Anthony Richardson or Daniel Jones who could both run the football, so that takes some snaps away. There are too many mouths to feed on this offense to say that AD Mitchell is going to do this. There's a difference in being able to and going to. Just like, I kind of say there's a difference in, knowing what you have to do to beat a team and being able to do it. There's a huge difference. AD Mitchell is very capable of such numbers, but with all the mouths to feed in this offense, with the possible bad quarterback play, I'm going to say it's hot. I'm going to say this is a hot take, but it's a good one. I like it. I like AD Mitchell. I think he has a bright future. I think after Alec Pierce leaves, because I think Pierce is going to have another really impressive year. He, breakout year last year. I think he's only going to get better. So then I think the Colts are going to let him go, considering you have AD Mitchell. You're already paying Pittman a ton of money, and I don't even know if he's worth paying that much. I mean, he's a damn good receiver, but is he $20 million a year worth? I don't know, but point is, you're already paying him $20 million. Josh Downs, I'd rather keep Josh Downs than Alec Pierce possibly. But, if you give Pierce some consistent good quarterback play, maybe he could be insane. And he can be. We've seen it. So maybe it's worth signing Pierce, re-signing Alec Pierce, and trading Pittman. Then you have Downs and AD Mitchell. That sounds like a heck of a lot more appetizing or fun receiver room and a much more deadly receiving room than, the latter. Don't get me wrong. Like I said, I like Pittman. He's a phenomenal contested catch receiver, but I feel like he's too inconsistent, and I feel like, he kind of disappears at times. You could blame the quarterback play, but look at Pierce balling out. Look at Downs balling out, regardless of the quarterback play. So it's not really an excuse, as I was talking about earlier. So what do you do here? What do you do there? But, after next year, someone's got to leave. Something's got to give. That's when AD Mitchell, I think, is going to ball out if he doesn't ball out this year due to an injury or something like that. We have depth. Someone gets injured, yeah, this is definitely possible 100%, but I don't know. I don't think anyone gets injured, not counting on that. But you never know. Maybe someone could get injured and AD Mitchell pops off, and we're looking pretty good. And we got 4 really good receivers. I think we do have 4 really good receivers, which we struggled to get more than 1 decent receiver. So now we have Downs, Pierce, Pittman, AD Mitchell, Adonai Mitchell. I think our receiver room is nasty, honestly. Not just saying because I'm a Colts fan. If you've watched me the past couple of years, you've known I've not been a fan of the Colts. I've been a fan technically, but I have not been happy with the way they played. I've been honest. I've been upfront. A lot of you guys haven't liked that. But that's how I am. That's who I am. I'm going to tell you what I see.